2011 for Latin America, and where it's moved to for 2012, and then where the worldwide rank is for 2012. Now, what you can see is that number one in Latin America and in worldwide has returned. Analytics and business intelligence has moved back up to number one. Okay. I still am confused about this, because if you looked over the last 7 or 8 years, this was number 1 or 2 or 3 every year for the last 8 years. I have to ask, if this is a priority for CIOs, why aren't they getting it done? Now, there's lots of answers to that, and you're going to hear some of those when we talk about some of the nexus in the next section, when David Smith this afternoon talks about the nexus of forces, and also when in the track that I'm doing on business intelligence and information management, João Papaginis is going to be talking a lot about business analytics and how that whole industry is changing. And that will explain a lot about why it remains a high priority. The other reason it remains a high priority, along with some of the other technologies that enable information processing, is because this gives high value to the business. When you look at the types of applications that can be done with analytics and business intelligence, with the proper infrastructure under it, you end up with very high value applications to your organization. That's, again, why it stays number one. Cloud computing is a bit ahead of the rest of the world. It's moved into number 2 in Latin America. Mobile technologies, number 3. Now, what's interesting? Remember, I mentioned to you a couple of times now the nexus of forces. You're going to hear on the next slide what they are. Let me tell you right now, 3 of the 4 nexus of forces are those first 3. They happen to be the highest priority of CIOs worldwide. Maybe in a little different order, but generally speaking. Now, it's interesting that CRM has bounced back where it wasn't even there last year in Latin America. There's been a renewed interest in CRM, not from tracking your actual customers, but from being able to use it for marketing, being able to use it in conjunction with social data, the 4th of the nexuses, okay? And being able to do business analytics on the CRM data. So CRM has reemerged as important in Latin America. Okay. Virtualization is still high in Latin America. You'll notice it's dropped off worldwide. Not surprising, because worldwide they have a number of other things that they're still interested in getting done before that or in conjunction with it. And finally, I might emphasize security. Always stays on somewhere. Okay. It's number 10. Last year it wasn't in the top 10. That's because it was number 11. Okay, so it's not like it's really disappearing, and what happens is that the security issues, we fix them, and then there's more. We fix them more, and then there's more. And so security remains to be a priority with them. Okay? By the way, most of the things on this chart, with the exception of service-oriented architecture, are going to be covered in separate presentations in this conference over the next 2